One mic.
All I need is one mic.
It's just different.
One mic with Big Mike.
The overall tenor of what he's saying is very stupid.
And they say his style is too urban for the radio.
Maybe it's not racism. Maybe it's placism.
Brother has to know his place, right, Bob?
One mic with Big Mike.
Things aren't always what they seem.
A sports talk show, but no subject matter is off limit.
Don't just tell me that the reason something's being done is because that's the way it's always been done. Because the first thing I'm going to say to you is slavery.
And now, your host.
I got the big homie here who needs no introduction.
Big Mike.
All I need is one mic.
No doubt. Welcome into a Hump Day edition of the One Mic with Big Mike show. I, of course, am your host, Big Mike, being heard live right now on Spreaker. I forgot to... Hump Day! Sorry about that. It is Hump Day. Being heard live right now on Spreaker.com, also on the Spreaker app. That's SPREAKER.com. The app is available in all your app stores for all of your mobile devices. Also, you can hear the show live on TuneIn and my website, onemicwithbigmike.com. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The show can also be heard on demand. If you want to head on over later on, check out some old shows on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and of course, YouTube. Make sure you check out the Facebook page as well. I'm streaming live video there right now. It is at the number one, MICWITHBIGMIKE, One Mic with Big Mike. That's the same handle for my Twitter and my Instagram. If you'd like to be involved in the show, and I do suggest you get involved, text me at 404-902-8104. You can also drop your comments and questions and criticisms and all those things right below the streaming video here on Facebook, or jump inside my live interactive chat room. I definitely invite you to come inside the chat room. All you got to do is be listening via Spreaker, the Spreaker app, of course, or my website, onemicwithbigmike.com. You'll see a little thought bubble icon sitting right there on the streaming player. Just click on the thought bubble icon. A couple steps later, you'll be in the building. Make sure I get the other business for the day. A couple things. It is also a Woman Crush Wednesday here on the One Mic with Big Mike show. And as usual, we do have what I want to call it. It's not a winner because you don't get anything. A selection. Let's call it a selection. At That's Not Beauty. That's kind of a crazy name for a Woman Crush Wednesday, or for, her handle is That's Not Beauty, spelled exactly like it sounds. Also tomorrow, I won't be here, but tomorrow, Hump Day, not Hump Day, happy 420 for my smokers out there. Shout out to y'all. Also, real quick, let me give you guys the playoff situation for the night. I got the Hawks and the Wizards about to start right now in front of me. Other than, what do we have here? Later on, the last game tonight was going to be the Warriors and, the Trailblazers. That's going to be at 10:30. We're looking to see if Kevin Durant is going to actually play. He's doubtful for the night or questionable for the night with a calf strain. And before that, the MVP and MVP runner-up, whoever is who and whoever isn't who or whatever, Harden and Westbrook, they take on each other, their teams, Oklahoma City and the Houston Rockets take on each other at 8 p.m. tonight. So that's your playoff stuff for the night. Last night in the NBA playoffs, had a couple of games as well. The Utah Jazz, they already got home court advantage in the first game. So, the Clippers won the second game, so everything's tied up. We got a damn series going on. The Bulls, my God, we got to talk about this later on too. The Bulls are up 2-0. They went up 2-0 on the road up there in Boston. And those Milwaukee Bucks, those young baby Bucks, Kyle Lowry got off the snide. Came back, had a pretty decent game. This Kyle Lowry highlight is actually going over and over again here on my phone. Had hit a big shot late to give them the victory over the 106-100 victory over the Milwaukee Bucks. So that is you getting caught up right now on all of your NBA playoff news. As far as the show goes tonight, no guests. So at the bottom of the hour, I'll take you guys back, throw you guys in the DeLorean, take you guys back in time for a little thing I do call On This Day, where I give you guys some historical tidbits and factoids on things that happened on this particular day in history. We got some baseball news, like the ordinary baseball news that you get. You know what I mean? Like, you already know what it is. Somebody got to fighting, somebody got popped for the PEDs, or something else. Somebody died or something. Baseball news. There's nothing really happening. It's April. in baseball. Nothing's happening right now, but we'll talk about it. More information in the Carmelo Lala Anthony situation, which is kind of wild and crazy. So we'll try to get to that as well. We got some NCAA news. Keep saying we. I don't know who we is. It's just me here. We got the stuff going on with Tom Brady didn't go to the White House today. Anybody else find that weird? I find that weird. I find that dude to be kind of like a scumbag, you know, like on the low, like a scumbag type dude, and I'll tell you guys why and later. But while I'm on the topic of scumbag dudes, why don't we start here? I want to play something for you guys to start the show off, though. That's what I want to do. I want to start the show off by letting you guys hear something. This is from, I don't know if this is from the Sports Kings or if this is from, no, this is definitely from the Sports Kings. That was a couple years ago. Yeah, so this is definitely from the Sports Kings. So I want to let you guys hear it, and I'll tell you guys who it is. Well, you'll know who it is when you hear it, but I'll let you know officially who it is when it's over.
Odin was my only son. Odin was the backbone of the family. Odin was the man of the house. Odin was his sister's keeper. Olivia and Shaquilla Thibault. And after my daughter Olivia had her daughter Sanaya, Odin became Sanaya's keeper also. Olivia and Shaquilla had two sons, Amari and Chancellor, who would never know their uncle Odin. Odin gave me a beautiful gift before he was murdered. And that was introduced me to his girlfriend, Shania. Odin was my first best gift I ever received.
Yeah, we starting there tonight. The man that no one's talking about today, but everybody should be. You know what I mean? For those of you who may not know, I woke up this morning. I mean, like, what the hell's happening? Like, people talking about R.I.P. Hernandez, rest in peace, G, and all this kind. I'm like, what the hell happened? Is this like a joke? It's like one of those Facebook things, you know, because the internet is like known for killing people off who ain't really dead. Like, Richard Simmons died and came back like 1.5 million times in the last 2 years. So I'm like, all right, let me see what's popping. Because, you know, the dude, Aaron Hernandez, just got off, he just kicked a double murder beef, as a matter of fact. And this morning, apparently, it was true. He had murdered himself or committed suicide by hanging himself in his prison cell. And I can't even start to understand the thought process of a person, of a human being, that regardless of what you believe in, like if you believe there's such thing as heaven and hell and all those things, right? And you know what you know about a person. When something like, let me tell you who I am first, because I'm a bad dude. I don't profess to be any good person, but when I find people who make me look like a good person, like a saint, it's a problem. And I'm the type of dude that I thoroughly enjoy when bad things happen to bad people. No one enjoys those things more than me. On the polar opposite of that, it affects me greatly when bad things happen to good people. Like when things happen to children and things of that nature, it affects me a lot. So I'm like, I don't really have a gray area when it comes to those things. So like, I hear Aaron Hernandez is dead. I'm like, bet. Let's ride. You know what I mean? Like one less person on earth. One less scumbag individual on earth. Cool. I feel the same way about him as I felt about the dude that was in Cleveland that killed that old man. Like, why not do this earlier? Like, do that before you mess with Odin Lloyd. By the way, that was Odin Lloyd's mama, Miss Ursula Ward, excuse me, talking about her son, man, her baby boy that Aaron Hernandez took from her. Execution style, by the way. You know what I mean? This ain't a gun going off. This ain't two people fighting and then one pulls out a gun in the heat of passion. This ain't that. He took a dude to a field, put him on his knees, and blew his damn head off. See, what happens with history and in time, with time, history kind of gets rewritten a little bit and it softens up a little bit. So when people talk about people in their death, they can talk about it in a more humane way. There is no humane way to talk about that. None. His lawyer, by the way, is saying that he doesn't believe that it was a suicide. He said his firm is going to investigate a murder. And in either case, I think I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm still probably in the same boat where I'm like, if somebody did murk this dude, what took you so long? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not that dude. I don't have a bleeding heart for stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, people can talk to me all day long about people's upbringings and people's personal trials and all this kind of things. Here is something else that I live by. Another quote unquote Mikeism. I cannot feel sorry for rich people when they have regular people problems. Here's what I mean by that. If Johnny Manziel has a coke problem, so what? If he dies, he dies. Because he has the resources to be able to garner the proper help to help mitigate those problems that he's having. There's plenty of people who have real things that they're trying to escape through drug use and have developed addictions that have really have done more than cost them an NFL career. You see what I'm saying? So I can't feel sorry for Johnny Manziel. Go fix yourself. If it's a problem, go fix yourself. And it's not that you're in a situation where you don't know it's a problem. You got kicked out the NFL, dude. No one wants to talk to you. You keep going to jail. People keep suing you for wrecking their cribs. They cribs that you rent. There's a problem there. You can notice it. Go fix it. Don't look for my pity or my it's an addiction. It's like a disease. All right. I'll tell you this. Like, if I had a disease and then had the means also to cure myself of that disease, why would I continue to squander in it and wallow in it? Yeah, and I'm not discounting the fact that alcoholism and addiction is a disease. I'm not discounting that. What I'm discounting is the idea that some kind of way that people like Aaron Hernandez need my empathy or they deserve empathy. Nah. And then people want to bring like family into it, right? They want to bring his daughter, his wifey into it. I mean, those people are suffering. You know whose responsibility they were? His. But you know what he decided to do? So he decided to go murder people and shoot people instead of taking care of his baby and his woman. That's a decision he made. Like I said, it didn't happen on accident. It wasn't a manslaughter beef. It wasn't him. It wasn't him making a poor decision, leaving the club and leaving and getting in his car drunk. It wasn't none of that. Not saying any of those things could be excused either. But this was Gestapo style mafia type murder type situation. He chose to do that. And at no point was he thinking about his baby or his woman. He was thinking about being the big man. This dude is talking to a dude. Just in case you don't remember the case. It was said that Odin Lloyd was in the club talking to a dude that Aaron Hernandez had beef with. So it's like one of those type of moves. Somebody saying they keep stopping my stream when you say see if Kevin Durant's going to play. Is the stream messed up, y'all? What up, Reggie? What up? I am no dose. Is the Facebook situation like on some whack stuff today? Sometimes it does that. Somebody's just hit me up and said that the stream is freezing or something when I'm saying after I say Kevin Durant might not play. I said that like 20 minutes ago. I'm on something big and better right now. So yeah, I can't be that guy. I can't be that guy to be like, it's unfortunate. Yeah, that little girl's gonna grow up without her dad, but her dad didn't care enough. You know what I mean, you heard Odin Lloyd's mom, Miss Ward, talk about her son and what he was to his nieces and nephews. That's a dude that cared about his family, but now it doesn't matter. He don't have a choice. He didn't have a choice. The dude who had the choice made the wrong one, and now I'm supposed to I'm glad, I'm legit glad, cuz when people go that route, I'm good, cuz all that means I don't have to pay. What is it for a prisoner every year? I can't remember what the number is. I should have probably looked it up earlier if I would have had this thought earlier, but I think it rivals to house a prisoner. It rivals college tuition for a year, and this dude was doing an L. Like he was only 27 years old. He was doing an L. So look, the burden's off of me now. Shout to that dude for offering himself. Yeah. Middle fingers to the sky, cuz I don't have, like, there's nothing in me that tells me, you know what, maybe there's a different angle to it. Maybe there were some things that he was going through. And look, man, everybody going through stuff. He lost his dad when he was young. How many people I know had death of parents, siblings, friends as youngsters? They didn't grow up to be psychopathic killers, man. I see you, Omar. I appreciate you listening, man. I appreciate you. Homeboy Omar is listening on Spreaker right now, man. To this morning, I was looking at the Dan Le Batard show this morning. And Dominique Foxworth was on there. You guys have heard me talk about Dominique Foxworth. I think he's a very, very intelligent dude, man. I think he should be on that station more, on ESPN as a whole more, because he has things to say. And today he got like way too over, like he started going back to like primitive times, talking about who we are, who we were as cavemen, just looking at things as good and bad, and things are more introspective than that, and things should be taken into look. Here's the one thing that I'm always say about situations like this, about him, about like guys like Bill Cosby, about guys like Jerry Sandusky, all these people. One of the things, another one of these Mike-isms is that I don't know of anyone who's the same person to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So if what's her name? What's Claire Huxtable's real name? Felicia Rashad is standing up for Bill Cosby. I understand. You know what I mean? Because he didn't rape you. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that he's not a rapist. Jerry Sandusky was a good coach to people, and he was Joe Paterno's homeboy. That don't mean he wasn't raping boys. So Aaron Hernandez can be your dude. He can be somebody's father. He can be somebody's fiance and son, and all those things can be true. And I don't have to care about none of them. You know what I mean? I don't have to care about none of them. Just because he beat the double murder rap, don't think it's because he didn't do it. You know what I mean? The legal system, y'all heard me talking to my man from the Legal Blitz Steve Silver. The legal system is a joke in America. And it's not just a joke when cops go home. It's a joke when killers go free. OJ, Aaron Hernandez, although he didn't go free, he beat a double murder rap that had witnesses on top of witnesses. So that don't mean he didn't do it. Yeah, I'm so good on this whole situation today, man. I'm looking at my timeline. I'm like, okay, everybody's getting into these debates over how somebody else should feel over Aaron Hernandez. And at the same time, ain't nobody thought about Odin Lloyd. Odin Lloyd's sister said she got woke up early in the morning, which is another real weirdity to this. Odin Lloyd's girlfriend is now hella tight, like even more so now with his sister. But she is the sister of Aaron Hernandez's woman. And they don't really mess with each other no more, because of all this, right? But she's the one that calls Odin Lloyd's sister and tells her that this dude killed himself. And she didn't really know how to process it. And I can understand how she wouldn't be able to, because, all right, yeah, this dude is gone. But essentially, he was already gone. He was doing an L without the possibility of parole. He was gone anyway. All it means now is for them, just to let you guys know this real quick before I start going off into this diatribe about how much of a douchebag Aaron Hernandez was. Based on the law in Massachusetts, Aaron Hernandez was essentially never arrested. He was never tried. He was never convicted. It is as though no one killed Odin Lloyd. And you say, what does that mean? That means now everything has to be redone. The trial has to be his murder trial that he got convicted of, because he was in appeal. Let me make sure I let that be known. Because he was currently appealing it at the time of his death. It is as though nothing before that point had ever happened. So in order for anything else to go forward, like the civil cases and all that, everything has to be redone again. I'll read it to you exactly how it's written here. Under the Massachusetts law, when a person dies while a criminal case is on appeal, the death effectively erases all the criminal proceedings. It's as if Aaron was never arrested, never tried, and never convicted. The logic is that a person is not only entitled to a fair trial, they're entitled to an appeal of a conviction. And the process is not cemented until the appeal process is exhausted. Yeah. And that to me, that's the bigger shame. Because there were some civil trials, some wrongful death suits out there, but now they are no more. There's a different process that has to be carried out for those things to become a reality again. And if you're one of those people who love to ask like why, like when somebody kills himself, I've known 3 people who committed suicide. One was very close with me, as a matter of fact. One of my running mates back in the day moved back to where he's from in Virginia, was having some hard times, and decided to hang himself in the closet. It's my man. You know what I mean? And, you know, that's what it is. And you find out that his dad before him committed suicide. And that was the same case with another dude that I went to school with, that his dad before him had committed suicide. So, you know, I've had this touch my life. You know what I mean? But both of those dudes was just regular dudes. This dude is the dude who believed that, you know, his status is whatever he thought he was, enabled him to take people's lives. And when you start looking at things, I guess with a larger magnifying glass, you realize that this is one of those things that is prevalent in society as a whole. Like, look at who the president is. That dude's the president. Why? Because he's a celebrity. You guys hear me say it on this show all the time. I'm not really about, and this is just the part of me that comes from my dad. My dad don't really care who you are. I'm not about that man worship stuff, because the optimal word there is man, meaning you're imperfect. You're imperfect like I am. Like, you're in a different position in life because of some certain things. Like, that dude is a crazy athlete. It allowed him to see and have certain things that I wasn't allowed to have for those same reasons, or for the opposite reasons, right? Okay, that is what it is. Circumstances are different in that situation. But the reason a guy like that can start to feel like he's untouchable is because of the way other people view him. Like, he's at Florida raising hell. And Urban Meyer knew about it, but you know what that dude was? A great athlete. So it's like, all right, man, we can just chill out, keep getting these championships, and hope it don't fall apart. Then Bill Belichick was like, well, first round talent, 4th round, why not? People kept looking the other way. Meanwhile, people was dying. So if it sounds like I'm blaming people, maybe I am. No, I don't know. All I know is that I can't figure out why today on my television it felt like people was giving this dude like a eulogy. Oh, the life of Aaron Hernandez. He came up as a blank, blank, blank. He lost his father at this time, and this and that happened, and then he got to Florida, and he was a troubled young man. Such a sad day. For who? Not your man, not me. And, you know, maybe I'm cold-hearted, maybe I'm all these things, but the reality is, ain't no room for that. Like, look, all lives don't matter. Case in point. He knew it. The point I was about to make is that for people who want to know why about things all the time, I started thinking to myself, all right, if I was a person who wanted to know why this dude did it, I figured he probably blew a hell of a lot of loot on them lawyers, right? And he was going to lose, definitely. He was going to lose the civil case. So there's going to be more money. Why not just cut it off at the pass right now? Save the money. Whatever's left, go to your baby and your daughter without you being here. You ain't going to be in her life no way. Maybe that thought sunk in. Maybe it's the thought that, damn, I just beat 2 murder beefs, but I still got to go back to jail. Think about that. You beat the murder rap, 2 of them, but you still got to go back to jail for life because you got this white dude, or I think his if I'm not mistaken, yeah, his lawyer's a Hispanic dude telling him that he believes he's going to get out. Well, yeah, hell yeah. If I'm the lawyer of an NFL player, I'm going to tell you the same thing because I want to keep getting your money. This is why he's like, yeah, my office is gonna investigate this death. Are you gonna do it pro bono though? Hell no. Hell no. You gonna convince this woman, probably his mama too, that something fishy was going on? Well, even though they talking about my man had like John 3:16 written on his head, he had tried to barricade the door shut. Even with all those things being the case, we're going to investigate the hell out of it. We're going to get to the bottom of it, but it's going to cost you. Like, lawyers are some skeevy ass dudes, man. Like, straight up. Oh, man. What you do saying in the chat room, man? My man, I am no doze in the chat room. You guys can join him in the chat room, by the way. Just go to Spreaker, SPREAKER.com. Click on that little thought bubble icon you see right there on the streaming player, and you'll be in the chat room. You guys can also do that same thing with the Spreaker app or with my website, onemicwithbigmike.com. Also, don't be afraid to leave your comments under this streaming video I got going on Facebook. It's at One Mic with Big Mike on Facebook. Like the page while you're there as well. Don't be stingy. Like the page. Or just text me at 404-902-8104. Especially if you're one of those people who's like sad. You know, one of those RIP Aaron Hernandez people. I am no dozer saying, nah, don't need to give him too much attention. Only thought should be with his child and the victim's family. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like, my thoughts went with his child yesterday. Why today? You know, I know it sounds like crass and like I'm putting on, but I'm really not. My thoughts went with that little girl yesterday. And again, I can't care more like your car. Like, if you got a type of car that you drive and you eat like Big Mac and you got Big Mac sauce all on the damn center console and crap all on the floor and all that, I'm not going to be up in this mug acting like prissy. I'm not going to care more about your ride than you do. Same thing about people, man. I'm not going to care more about his people than he do. And apparently he didn't give a damn about her. Feel me? Reggie saying, being the father of 3 boys, Hernandez is what keeps me awake at night. Want to be a thug gangster with no care about others. Glad he's gone, and anyone like him can do the same. My man. Hey, my man. I couldn't have said it more eloquently. He also said the same lawyer that handled Casey Anthony case, the mom whose little girl is missing for a month before she said, yeah, right. She was out partying with her boyfriend. And mom's on the damn. Our moms was stupid as hell too. That Casey Anthony situation. And like, no, when I was at home, I was looking for something for the dog on my computer. That lawyer was like, so man, you know, we can tell when you're on your computer at work, right? Yeah, we have the logs. You weren't at home Googling a damn thing. And they still let that broad walk. Once again, cuz the legal system's trash in this country. Trash, you understand me? It don't matter if the person on trial is somebody that look like you or somebody that you like or somebody in your family. It's still trash, man. That's the reason I don't get in no trouble. Like I told my man last week, I'm not trying to put my fate in the hands of a bunch of idiots. You know what I mean? Sitting on a jury trial, half-ass paying attention. You know what I mean? Just sitting there twiddling their thumbs, thinking about how long it is before they get to go home. I'm good. I'm so good on that. All right, man, we're going to get to a point where we wrap up this part of the show real quick. I got more to say on this Aaron Hernandez thing, but on the other side of the break, I'm going to do on this day real quick and kind of just finish up my thoughts on this. And I'll be glad to take your thoughts as well at 404-902-8104. Send your text messages. Jump inside the live interactive chat room. Just click the little thought bubble icon you see on the streaming player if you're listening on Spreaker, the Spreaker app, or, of course, the onemicwithbigmike.com website. Or, of course, just leave your comments and questions below. My streaming video here on Facebook Live, it's facebook.com/1MICWITHBIGMIKE, because I'm not even trying to gain an understanding, to be honest with you. Like, I'm hella closed-minded about this. Usually I try to be open-minded about things. I'm hella closed-minded about this. There's nothing you can tell me. Because here's the thing, and I'm going to end it on this and then come back. You can't be happy that the homie from Cleveland that killed that old man, that he killed himself, and be sad that Aaron Hernandez killed himself. You can't be both. These are same dudes. Same guy. Just one played football. He's a football player. Yeah, just swirl it around in your brain for a second. And then look yourself in the mirror and understand that you're a freaking hypocrite of the worst kind. We'll take a break and come back, man. It's the One Mic with Big Mike show. I'm heard every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. here on Spreaker, the Spreaker app, TuneIn, and, of course, OneMicWithBigMike.com.
Well, I have one question for you.
Do you or someone you know run a business that could benefit from additional exposure? The One Mic with Big Mike show is currently taking on new sponsors and advertisers. One Mic with Big Mike is currently syndicated across 8 different online platforms, and your company's name could be heard and seen across all 8 as well.
Let's get to work.
Please send all inquiries to Mike at OneMicWithBigMike.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your continued support.
All I need is one mic.
Hi, I'm Layla Ali. I might be undefeated in professional boxing, but there's one problem even I can't fight alone. Childhood hunger. Over 17 million kids in America may not know where their next meal is coming from. That's 1 in 5 children. Yet billions of pounds of surplus food produced right here in America just get thrown out every year. That's more than enough to feed every last hungry child. That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids before it goes to waste. But they can't do it without your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by going to feedingamerica.org. Together we can knock out hunger. Together we're Feeding America.
To help solve hunger in your community and to find your local food bank, visit feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
And now, back to One Mic.
What are we waiting for? Let's get to it.
With Big Mike.
Hey.
Sycamore.
Yes, indeed. It's a hump day right here on the One Mic with Big Mike show. Hey, man, did y'all, I don't know, y'all probably didn't see this. There's a kid in Texas. He's got a rare disease that'll only allow him to eat 7 foods, period. Everything else makes him violently ill. And one of those foods is Chick-fil-A waffle fries. Like, out of the 7 things that he can eat, and I don't know why. The article didn't talk about why those particular fries as opposed to McDonald's or Checkers or Five Guys, any of those places. Chick-fil-A waffle fries is one of the 7 foods this kid can eat without becoming violently ill. And kind of like the weird part about it, because of what the disease does to his immune system, he can't go actually to a Chick-fil-A. He can't go to places where people are at because he's got a weakened immune system. So, you know, his people just, his moms or whatever, just go get him his Chick-fil-A or whatever, and it's on the pop. I don't know what the other 6 are, but I know that's one of them. I was thinking to myself, like, what would, if I can only eat 7 foods? That seems like a lot, though, doesn't it? Now that I think about it. Because, like, 7 foods is like, well, I guess pizza would be like more than one food, though, right? Because pizza is like bread and sauce and like cheese and whatever topping. So that's like, you know what I mean? If it's things that you got to stay away from, like if one of them's cheese and you just have like a pepperoni on crust pizza with no cheese, that's terrible as hell. Or like fried chicken. Like what if you can't have like flour or whatever they batter the chicken in? Yeah, that seems rough, man. Now that I think about it, that seems like a rough existence, especially for a kid, man. It's like you want all kind of trash. Like I'm looking at my desk right now. I got a big bag of Sour Patch Kids sitting in front of me. Like you want all that grimy hot dogs with like whatever they do to make hot dogs, like the beef hooves and the nose or whatever they put in the hot dogs. You want all that garbage. This kid's 7. I think he's 7 or 10 years old. He can't have none of it. That sucks. But whatever. Let's take a look back.
Now, let's take a look back. On this day.
All right. We'll get back to the Aaron Hernandez conversation here in just a second. But first, on this day in 1897, the first annual Boston Marathon was held. It was the first of its type in the U.S. And just for historical references, just to understand, there were no Negroes and there were no women. Speaking of having no Negroes, on this day in 1960, baseball. The uniforms began displaying the players' names on their backs. What was I looking at last night? I was looking at this thing that Keith Olbermann was doing on or was it Sunday? on Outside the Lines talking about Jackie Robinson, like how terrible it was. Like even like he was talking about the stuff that we don't know, about the stuff they used to do to him, about like people taking votes. People actually was voting in these clubhouses. These other teams was like, we're not playing against no darky, no Negro. God, man, sometimes, man, you just, I don't know. On this day in 1988, the Philadelphia 76ers retired the Dr. Julius Erving, his number 6, before a home game. A Dr. J statue was unveiled as well. I didn't know Dr. J had a statue. Just know that. Just figured that out. I was talking about statues yesterday, and Dr. J has one. On this day in 1991, the Battle of the Ages, the heavyweight champ, Evander Real Deal Holyfield, ATL, stand up. The No Condom Crew, you stand up too, because he's one of your members. He beats the 42-year-old George Foreman in 12 rounds for the heavyweight boxing title. On this day in 1992, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, he won his count on 6 consecutive NBA scoring title with an average of 30.1 points per game. And finally, on this day in 1999, Cal Ripken Jr., the Iron Man of the Baltimore Orioles, was placed on the disabled list for the very first time in his 19-year career. He suffered from back problems. Yeah, man. I remember that. I remember the first game that Cal Ripken missed, and it was like, I don't know. People miss games. I don't know. Maybe that's probably the one place. That is your Hump Day edition of On the Stage. That's the one place probably in sports that I kind of give people respect for not missing work. But I'm not the dude. Like, fair warning. Like, if you ever, any of you dudes listening right now, dudes or ladies listening right now, if you follow me on social media, or if I follow you on social media and you post a post about your grandma, your grandpa not missing a day of work, I'm going to disrespect your grandma or your granddaddy. That's stupid. Yeah, that's stupid to never miss a day of work at a place that you have vacation time and just you don't use it. You got sick time and won't use it. You don't own that place. Like, you're going to retire, they're going to throw you this bum-ass party with this cheap-ass cake and then keep all your sick days, by the way. Not cash those out. They'll cash those vacation days out, but not cash them sick days out. And you proud. They didn't give you no ownership stake in the business or nothing, but you proud that you worked every day for the man. Hell, you say. The hell you. I'm the dude. I remember I was working at this hotel and I was ready to quit, but I don't believe in 2-week notices. So what I did, I just took all my vacation days and never went back. That's the type of that's the kind of like foul scumbag stuff that I'm on. And the perfect segue back to what we were talking about, foul scumbag dudes, even more scumbaggy than me. One Aaron Hernandez. Like, I sat here and just jotted down all these notes today. Before I move on, let me make sure, because the Hawks game is on right now, but you still got time to send me, because I'm doing it for the next couple of games as well, too. I'm going to pull a name and give away a brand new era or Michelin S Hawks cap. All you got to do is either send me an email, go to my website, matter of fact, go to onemicwithbigmike.com, go to the contact page to send me a message with Big Mike's brims in the body. You can also send me a DM at One Mic with Big Mike on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, hashtag Big Mike's brims. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull your name. I already did Jason's. Send his out today. You know what I mean? Just me showing some love, brand new hats. This ain't, I got my Hawks hat on right now if you're watching on Facebook, but not this one. This is mine. My brother, you have to buy your own. No, you had to win your own. I just send it to you. You had to buy it. I just send it to you. I'm moving on real quick. One of the things that Dominique Foxworth, I mentioned that earlier, was saying, he was like, I think we all it escapes everyone how capable we all are of doing these type of things. Wait, what? Like, okay, we got to examine that a little bit. Because I'm capable of doing something, that's a far cry from actually doing it. Like, I don't think I could murder a person, to be honest with you. Now, let's make a distinction here. Killing a person and murdering a person are two different things. Not in my mind, period. They just are. You know what I mean? Like, for example, if I'm in my bed asleep and somebody kicked my door in, you weren't invited here. I'm going to automatically assume you in here for some trouble. So I'm going to grab my tool and bust a couple off in your ass. Did I murder you? Nope. If anything, you committed suicide by coming in my damn house. So nah, I don't think I could murder a person. Like I don't even get angry with people. Like I used to be a very, very angry young dude, but not me. Like now I'm 40 years old. I don't do that angry. I started thinking about something the other day. I was like, damn, I wonder can I fight still? You know what I mean? Like, because part of fighting is like getting up some anger. And like, I'm not in that space. Like, I don't rock with folks like that no more. Like, I wonder if I had to fight somebody, like I'm a gun owner too. So like that kind of discourages me from fighting a person. Like, I'm just going like they do on, like the white boys do. I'm gonna stand my ground. You feel me? Me and my pistol, we gonna stand our ground. I ain't trying to be all people like swinging on folks and all that. Nah. And I start thinking, I'm like, man, I'm a lot older, man. It's like, it's been a while. It's probably been 20 years since I've been in the fight, man. Like, I don't have no practice. So I wouldn't, like, could I fight still? I don't foresee me finding out anytime soon. It just, that thought crossed my mind, like, I wonder, did I just give somebody these hands still? And also, I don't believe in fair fights either. Like, I don't believe in that at all. Like, I'm trying to end it as quickly as possible. Like, if I see something to pick up and knock the hell out of you with, it's done. And somebody gonna be like, oh man, that dude, that's dirty as hell. Yep, but guess what else I am? Unscathed. Not a mark on me. Look at the other guy. So anyway, Dominique Foxworth was on Dan Le Batard show talking about this whole situation with Aaron Hernandez. He murdered himself, committed suicide last night in the jail cell, hung himself. People are going to be convinced that it wasn't a murder because he just got off a double murder beef. Didn't matter. He was still doing life for the first murder beef. So whatever. But along with saying, you know, anyone is capable of doing, we're all capable of doing this or whatever, which is still just really weird to me. He talked about people like me who don't have empathy. It's like, that's the easy way out. Because now it's like piling on. Nah, it ain't about it being easy. Like I really am that dude that's like, dude, kill yourself. like if I believed in like wishes and praying and all that kind of stuff, I'd be like, damn, that came through. Because I don't know that I said that at the time, but I could imagine hearing Odin Lloyd's mom and saying, dude, just kill yourself. I can hear that coming out of my mouth, and then look what happened a couple of years later. But yeah, still went down. I don't care about like all these people who start talking about how much they cherish human life. I don't know, man. I'm not in that space, man. And it ain't even like one of those things that people love to say, like, what if it was your brother? Or what if it ain't gotta be. It ain't gotta be. I could hear his mom's voice, man. Speaking of his mom's voice, she said something else as well that I wanted to play for you guys. Since I pulled the sound, I'm gonna go ahead and play it for you guys. She's talking about, you know, after she put her son in the ground.
The day I laid my son Odin life to rest, I felt my heart stop beating for a moment. I felt like I wanted to go into that hole with my son.
Bruh, did y'all hear any of that today? Like, maybe I was not paying that much attention after a while. Did anyone hear any of that sound today? Like, I'm not some sort of magician or anything. I just had it from a previous show that I'd done a while back, and I remembered having it, and I looked it up on my computer. And fortunately, it was still there. But did anyone hear that today? That is what that woman went through. That's what this dude who everyone's talking about, oh, how are the Patriots going to handle this? Who gives a rat's ass, B? At the very least, you know what now? Like, his people have in common with her people? They'll never talk to that dude again. Ever. But she's been that way for years now. And the reason she's that way has nothing to do with anything that her son did. So nah, I'm good. I can't rock with it at all, man. It's not in me to be that guy that feels like they need to fall in line with, or like when a couple of months ago, was it months now? Eddie Long, mega church preacher down here in Atlanta, for those of you who don't know, he died. He died a terrible looking death too. He got all sick and skinny and scraggly looking. Well, he's another dude who liked to rape boys. And I was like, good. One less douchebag individual on earth. I'm glad he's gone. Oh, you're not thinking about all the good he's done. Man, shut your dumb ass up. Shut up. Only people who say that, those are the people who have no compassion. Because of your dumbass religion and this dude is a preacher and all that. Forgiveness and all that. Leave your forgiveness in whatever book you got it out of. I don't need that in my life. You know what I mean? I don't believe in rocking with like people who do people dirty just for the sake of it because you feel like you can. You got some sort of power trip going on. But that's all we talking about, right? Aaron Hernandez, the big football player, he had done it before. Shot people before and no one said anything. He made it to the league, got a contract extension. Why would you stop? Is that not the same thing we're talking about with the president and all these people? Why would people who do effed up things stop doing effed up things when they end up getting rewarded for those effed up things? Donald Trump. I just hope he realizes that at some point he has to become the president. Why? Why would he? Why would he do anything different? When you dumbass people have rewarded him. Same thing with Aaron Hernandez. Same thing with Eddie Long. This dude got helicopters and Maybachs, mansions. Why would you change your behavior if it's being rewarded? All right, so oh, by the way, speaking of the dude, the Cleveland dude, shout out to McDonald's. Somebody at the McDonald's drive-thru hit him up. I didn't even think those people paid attention to you, to be honest with you. I just thought they took your money. And usually they be on the microphone with the next person in line while they taking your money. But this person was aware enough to see this douchebag individual in the drive-thru. The manager got involved, told my man, your fries ain't ready yet. Can you just pull up? You know how they tell you to pull up or whatever for the hot fries. But it was just a ploy. The fries was hot as hell. They're just trying to, call the police, get the authorities involved. The authorities got involved. My man decided he wasn't going to the Bing. He could shoot old people, but he can't deal with some prisoners. So he killed himself. And that's how that ended. That's how that story ended, And the same feeling I have about Aaron Hernandez, like, my man, you should have done that 2 days ago. Instead of messing with some old player that's just out, having a stroll on Easter Sunday, leave him alone. And now they talking about they don't even because I guess on the tape he was talking about he was gonna kill a bunch of people, but the old guy was the only cat that was on tape. So now they wondering if this dude murked other people. They got to try to find out now because he dead. And it's like, oh God, man, like people, man. And the dumbass dude, I love when dumb people get locked up because they dumb. They was like, the dude, when they asked the dude, how did he look? Did he change his appearance? They was like, nah, he probably shaved his beard down a little bit. Like, come on, dude, you on the run from a murder, possibly multiple. At some point, give up on the beard game, cuz. Like, you can't be in the beard game like that. You can't be going that hard for your beard. It gotta go. I mean, you gotta change up your whole look, my G. Now I'm just gonna shave it down a little bit. They ain't gonna be able to even notice me when I go to McDonald's. Dumbass dude. I'm glad he dead too. I just wish, like, when dudes like that die, I just wish that it would be more painful. You dig? I always wish that, it would be a lot more suffering involved. And I don't know, maybe hanging and some suffering in that. But if my man shot himself in the head, that's like bang over. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing really. At least I can assume that if you hang yourself, you like dangling and kicking and like at some point, don't you feel like if you hang yourself at some point, you kind of regret it? Because it's taking longer than you thought it might take. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, damn. It's like jumping off of a building to kill yourself. It's like taking forever to get to the bottom and like you already in flight. So it's like, damn it. There's no turning back now. I totally, bam. You regret it, but it's too damn late. So anyway, more Patriots news. The Patriots, they went to go see Agent Orange today at the house the slaves built. Shout out to Michelle Obama. The only FLOTUS ever. Couple guys didn't go. We already know Gary Blunt didn't show up. Martellus Bennett, Chris Long didn't show up. Devin McCourty, which by the way, none of these dudes are on the team anymore. Dante Hightower. They re-signed him, right? They re-signed Dante Hightower. He was one of the guys that didn't go. And then at the last minute, a late scratch, the golden boy, Mr. Make America Great Again, Tom Brady decided he wasn't going to go. And then people kind of got surprised about that. But I'm like, that's the move that you got to pull, don't you? Right? For a gamut of reasons. One, you pissed on Obama. You ain't go and then lied. It was verified that he lied on the same lie he told this time. I'm just going to call it a lie. I don't care. That he had family issues, but then people had pictures of him at the Patriots facility while everybody's at the White House. My G, his cameras everywhere, dude. You should know that already. And then this time, the people was like, well, his mom is sick. Well, his mom didn't just get sick today, but he chose today. He probably called Aaron Hernandez. Like, dude, I need you to do me a favor. Anything for you, Tom. All right. Since you said anything, I'm going to need you to end it all. You know, take some of this attention off me not going to the White House. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to off yourself, bro. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of scumbag stuff that is in my mind about Tom Brady. Like my own like made up version of Tom Brady. But yeah, he decided he wouldn't go. And then like it's the play you got to make, because you can't skip out on Obama and then show up for your man. And then also you show up for your man. People going to be asking you about Aaron Hernandez. People going to be looking like every little move that you make, every little bit of eye contact you and Trump make with each other, it's going to be on blast. So, yeah, probably better just stay at home. I mean, hell, you got 5 of them joints, so you've been enough. You know every room. You know where everything's at. So, and then Trump is still going to be your man. And apparently he didn't say anything about Tom Brady while he was giving his speech. I had to watch something terrible. I was watching like My Wife and Kids or something I was looking at on TV, because I can't. That dude is such a phony. The president of this country is such a damn phony, idiot, stupid ass dude. Yeah, man, we got our what do they call? What are those big ships called? Fighter ships right outside North Korea. And then somebody did some work. Then like the New York Times was like, no, they not. They actually headed in the opposite direction, my G. What the hell are you talking about? Like, man, he's like a child. He just lied for the sake of lying. These big-ass tanker ships, big-ass aircraft carriers, ain't no way nobody's going to miss those. Ain't nobody going to be like, just take your word for it. Somebody's going to check to see if this big-ass boat is hanging out outside North Korea. And it's not. So now you essentially became a bitch to this North Korean lesbian that runs their country, Kim, whatever his name is. Yeah, you're his bitch now. You selling wolf tickets. Meanwhile, this dude trying to fire off anything that resembles a nuclear weapon. I hope y'all ready to die, man. I just, I hope y'all ready for this whole thing to just incinerate. It's gonna be like, what's the movie? Like the Terminator. Like everything is all gray and dusty and all the buildings and knocked down. Only a couple people survive. Yeah, it's about to go digital like that in a minute, man. About another year, y'all let this dude stay in office. We all out of here. I found out something real interesting today as well. Like 7% of NFL owners contributed to Donald Trump's inauguration. It was like wherever I saw this, they were listing names, and Jerry Jones is one of them. And it got me to thinking. Jerry Jones, the most powerful owner in the NFL, and we start wondering why. We kind of like waffle back and forth. Like, well, Colin Kaepernick, is it blackballing? Is he being blackballed? Like, I'm not waffling. I know exactly what it is. But then when you hear this, when you hear that, at least, right now, Kraft and Jerry Jones, Robert Kraft, the one who got this current CBA done when it was at a stalemate, and Jerry Jones, the dude who has moved 2 teams. No, 3 teams in 2 years. Not now one of them his. That guy is giving money to Trump. Are you telling me that the rest of these dudes ain't like, that if he says, you better not sign that big afro wearing Negro on your team, that it's not going to happen? And not that he even had to say it, because the rest of them, all them boys, Jerry Richardson, all these they just old white boys. Al Davis' son, all of them, they just old white boys. They're not trying to deal with that foolishness. Can't kneel for my flag and get away from it. Get away with it, boy. God. Sometimes I just sit back and just be like, ugh. The Wizards are beating the Hawks again, 30-26 right now in the second quarter. Speaking of getting beat, did I give you guys the scores already from yesterday? I did. The Celtics, man. The Celtics crapped the bed yesterday again. Isaiah Thomas, he had to fly home Spent a couple days with his fam. You know, his sister, his baby sister died in a one-car accident, so he's dealing with that. But going back to what I was talking about on Monday, like, talent is talent. Like, you don't get extra talent just because your man had a tragedy. Meanwhile, the Bulls, this dysfunctional, bad news Bears version of basketball. Meanwhile, they look like they've been playing together for 20 years. Rondo is, as people are calling it, he's like Celtics champion Rondo again. Well, Rondo need money as well. You know, Rondo keeps signing these 1-year deals, and he needs to show people he can still play basketball. So, yeah, of course. Dwayne Wade, he sees an opportunity ahead of him. Not a great one, like championship great, but, you know, to do something special for his home city. And Jimmy Butler's just a baller. Like, there's really no explanation. He just balls like a mug. Meanwhile, you look on the other end of the court, is Isaiah Thomas and who? You know what I mean? Like, Al Horford looks like a fish out of water in Boston. Like, I don't think you can really rest your hat as a 4 or 5 as the guy who's like leading the team in assists on a nightly basis. Like, nah, I need you to do more, cuz. Like, if Brad Stevens need to find ways in the pick and roll game to get Al, because last year Al was here shooting 3-pointers out his ass. Every time you look around, Al shooting 3-pointer. Like, Al Horford in the post, he playing like Bill Cartwright in the post, in the triple, in the triangle offense. If you remember what that looked like, if you're old enough to remember what that looked like, not the version that the freaking the Knicks are running now, the original one with the Bulls. That's what Al Horford looked like. You know, catch it in the post, pivot, look, corner 3 pass. They need more, man. Isaiah Thomas scoring 30 points a game and you losing big. You know what I mean? That can't be a thing. So now they got to go to Chicago and get 2. Or at least 1 to get it back to Boston, which even if you get 1, you still down 3-1. Yeah, it's good night, Irene. And now it's like, let's get ready for the draft. Let's see what finally Danny Ainge, because everybody's looking at Danny Ainge like he's this genius, but he's hogging these draft picks when there's people out here. And apparently, I guess Bill Simmons is like Paul George or Jimmy Butler were never made available. Yeah, man, you got to sweeten that pot. You got to get it done. Because, as you know, contrary to popular belief, people love to holler out people need to do it on their own. How dare LeBron leave to go play with his friends in Miami? How dare LeBron say he's got to have Kevin Love and not Andrew Wiggins? How dare Kevin Durant leave and go to Golden State? You know why? It's the same lesson that Paul George is learning. The same lesson that Russ Westbrook is going to learn. The same damn lesson that Isaiah Thomas is learning right now. When there's only one of you and in the playoffs, it's way too easy to get the ball out your damn hands. Way too easy for a good team, because that's what you're playing now, right? It's all good teams. It's all playoff teams. They don't get the ball out your hands and then let Channing Crowder beat them every time out the box. And if you don't have that second option, and I know you're looking at Golden State like it's not just 2, it's like 4 options. Well, whatever. Still, you know, with the Cavs, it's like 3 options at least, right? When Kevin Love's on his game, you got him, Kyrie, got LeBron. Channing Frye can get busy sometimes. You've seen J.R. Smith get hot and just tear the damn nets down with the 3 ball, especially here in Atlanta. Those things are true. Brad Beal and John Wall, at least it's 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? James Harden, systematically, they do something a little bit different there where it's okay for him to have average dudes. Now, it's going to come to a point where he's not going to be able to just carry a team throughout the playoffs. You know what I mean? That's what makes what I was talking about on Monday so perplexing. The thing with Chris Paul, like, he didn't have to do it on his own most of the time, and you saw it last night. But so many times it feels like that because of their playoff record and the lack of playoff success that they've had. So moving forward, you know, we'll see what's popping. We'll keep an eye on this Hawks game here. They got to figure out a way to do something with John Wall. I've already felt like they were defeated because of the comments that Paul Millsap made about them playing MMA and we're playing basketball. Speaking of MMA, I'm gonna take a break here. I gotta talk. I don't know if you guys and girls saw Real Sports last night. Man, they was talking about some, like, well, it's already always ill. If you're not checking for Real Sports, you missing out on like life, damn near. They was talking about driving in the Dominican Republic, the DR. And if you remember, like, a bunch of baseball players have been dying in car wrecks. And then you look up and it's all of them been dying in the same place. And they kind of like detailed why. And they was talking about the how much domestic violence goes on with MMA fighters. It was ridiculous. I'm going to talk about it here in just a second. So we'll take a break right here on the One Mic with Big Mike show. Live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 o'clock. Heard on Spreaker.com, Spreaker.com. Sign up for your free Spreaker account. And make sure you follow my show. And then also jump inside my live interactive chat room. It's quite easy. Just be listening via Spreaker or the app or my website. You'll see a little thought bubble icon. Click that. You get up in here, have some fun with us, with me and the rest of the fellas. Also, you can hear the show live on TuneIn. You can hear it on demand on all of those platforms, as well as on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and YouTube. And I'm also streaming live right now on Facebook at One Mic with Big Mike. So go ahead and like it and leave your comments and questions below the video. I'll be right back.
I only have one question for you.
Do you or someone you know run a business that could benefit from additional exposure? The One Mic with Big Mike show is currently taking on new sponsors and advertisers. One Mic with Big Mike is currently syndicated across 8 different online platforms. And your company's name could be heard and seen across all 8 as well.
Let's get to work.
Please send all inquiries to Mike at onemicwithbigmike.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your continued support.
All I need is one mic.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
One Mic.
All I need is one mic.
What's the name of the show?
One Mic with Big Mike.
You know, ain't nobody getting hurt, ain't nobody. You know, there's no crime being committed.
And they say his style is too urban for the radio.
This is real life stuff that's happened to me.
Well, you know what?
You, and you.
One Mic with Big Mike.
I like to be able to do what I want to do.
A sports talk show, but no subject matter is off limits.
Meek Mill's concert is not called the Hell Yeah I Bang Khloe Kardashian concert.
And now, your host.
Put your hands together for the one, the only
Big Mike.
All I need is one mic.
As we proceed to get on over this hump on this Wednesday here on the One Mic with Big Mike show. Appreciate y'all for joining me, man. Shout out to my man Omar checking me out here on Facebook. Omar Holloway, Ken Royal checking me out here on Facebook. Appreciate you guys. Don't forget to share the show as well, man. Share the show with all your friends. Hit the little share button to share me on Facebook and on Twitter and Google or wherever you got, man. Share me, man. Pass me around like a $3 hoe. I'm all about it, man. I'm easy. You know what I mean? So Carmelo Anthony. Oh, mellow. Keep it mellow. What's his hashtag? Stay mellow. Yeah, man. Mellow messy as hell, dude. I can't even front on this, man. Like it's something about, like, it ain't even about, like, dudes doing dirt. You know what I mean? It's not about that. Like, dudes is some scumbag. Like, some dudes just do, like, dirt dog stuff. And, like, I don't necessarily even blame, well, not necessarily. I don't blame him. You know what I mean? It's one of those things, just like I always talk about, like, as a woman, right? You know what pool you're diving into. When you start talking about you messing with a baller, you got a rapper or whatever, you kind of know the pool that you're diving into. Don't be surprised when you see a turd floating by. You know, just like watch it and keep on moving. Move your ass to the deep end and keep on moving because that's the one you dived into. So anyway, what I'm talking about, Lala Anthony and Carmelo Anthony have been apparently separated for months now. And the separation allegedly stems from him knocking up another bride, getting her pregnant. Initially, it was stated that she was a stripper, or an exotic dancer / shoe model. But then later on, it was then said that she's not a stripper. She was a social worker or something like that. I don't know that that necessarily makes it feel better. if you're Lala, I don't know if that necessarily makes you feel better, but whatever. But I do have a theory on this kind of thing, though, based on what I just said. That if you're doing that situation, like if you're in that mode, like if you're what's old girl Tiny, T.I.'s wifey or ex-wifey, you kind of know, who that dude is. Like, it ain't no secret. Like, when people was all mad at Tiger Woods because he was, like, banging these other chicks, it's like, come on. Let's keep it real. She know, because that's how they met. You know what I mean? Like, she was that chick at one point. Like, because you got a couple of babies by this dude, you think he's different? No. Hell no. And I guess somebody came out on behalf of Carmelo and said that she knew. Like Lala knew what time it was. Think about it. These dudes play 82 games, 41 of them in different cities. If you keep your ear to the streets enough, you hear the stories about these guys having, they got chicks in different cities, like on call. Like if I'm in Atlanta, I'm calling Stephanie or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then chicks still feel like, they can wife these cats. All right. I guess if that's what you want to rock with. But according to page 6, a source said that Melo's comments about Lala was, quote, "She's married, but I'm not." That's really, that's dirt. That's dirtbag stuff. His wife is married, but he's not. Who said that to me? Greg Street said that to me one time. Like, Greg, are you married? Or he said, have you ever been married? He's like, my wife thought so. So anyway, he says, that's how Melo would justify it. His attitude is that all professional athletes do it. Well, there's that. And many of them do. Lala has put up with a lot. She knew it was going on, but I guess this time she's had enough. Well, I think this time, and bruh, y'all can back me up on this. The thing that you don't want to do if you get out of line with your lady, you don't want to let her be embarrassed. Like, you can come back. Trust me. I know this. Personal experience. You can come back. But if other folks know, especially like her people or friends and all, that's why I always tell dudes, like, if you do some ill stuff, outside of your relationship, 2 things you don't want to do, cuz you don't want to be the dude that's begging on the text message. If she won't pick up the phone, then she just don't want to talk to you, cuz don't send no text messages, don't send no tweets, don't send no DMs, don't leave no voicemails, because all that is comedy for her and her friends. Yeah, to make her feel better. Nah, cuz you just got to ride it out. And if you got to take an L on it, if she's moved on, well, you just effed up. And that's how it's going to end, as you effing up. But if you want to put salt in that wound, do the opposite of what I'm saying. Send text message, baby, I love you. I would never do you like that again. I'm so sorry. Don't do that. Don't do that. I know dudes that have done that. Their wives or girls have taken them back only for the dude to get tired of the wifey's crap, because at that point now she feel like it's a power play. She's treating the dude like a child and has to monitor his every move, to the point that now the dude he's bounced. He divorces her. Yeah, dude, just don't do that, man. Like, if you effed up that bad and she gotta lose, she gotta bounce, you just lose. You know what I'm saying? The real talk, she just lose. And so I think this whole notion of a baby being involved, yeah, that probably got it, man. That probably got old girl's goat, and she was like, nah, I ain't finna do this. I'm way too successful. I got too many Instagram likes and whatnot. You know what I mean? I can't vibe with that. So they on the outs, they got pictures of her without her wedding ring and whatnot. Another thing too, like, I don't know about y'all. I've thought about this for a long time, like as a youngster. Like, there's no way that I can marry like an actor. Like, his wife is an actor, and he had to see a dude who's been on my show, my man Cinco Walls, shout out to him. Had to see another dude smash his old lady on TV. Yeah, like dudes want to act like they super damn secure about stuff. Like, but there's always a line, is there not? Like, even the most, like, Carmelo's a rich, handsome, tall dude. You know what I'm saying? But still, even in that vein, of trying to be the supportive guy and like, nah, I ain't gonna trip. I sit here and watch this episode of Power with you, even though I know how it's gonna go down. And I think he even posted something that he actually saw the episode before it came out. I'm like, come on, B. That's like asking for your own torture. Like, okay, if that's your gig and that's what you do for a living, like, you just gotta like pardon me for not wanting to see it. You know what I mean? To watch some other dude smash my woman on TV or on a movie or whatever. That's why I was like, man. And another thing about like when you mess with an actor or the actress or whatever, it always feels like you can never tell when they lying too, if they good actors or good actress. Like you think Denzel's wife has ever caught him in a lie? Hell no. Denzel lie and cry and do whatever you want to and get away with it as soon as possible. Because he's a good actor. He's a Grammy. What is it? Not a Grammy. He's an Oscar winning actor, man. Oh. I gotta get my composure back. Too much going on right now. What else do I have here to talk about with you guys? I want to talk to you guys about what happened with the Grizzlies. Their coach kind of went off about the officials and talking about the officials trying to sun them and rookie them and all this kind of stuff. Here's the thing, though. The Grizzlies don't belong in the playoffs. They don't belong there. They don't have a place there. Their style of play doesn't belong in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like, if you play that style of play, you got to have, like, some real talented dudes. Now, while they got dudes with colorful nicknames and Zebo and the Gasol boy, you got Mike Conley's. I think Mike Conley's an ill point guard. But for what they do, it's just bad. Just like a bad matchup and everything, man. And when you start thinking about it, people talk about the Eastern Conference like it's like a dirtbag, you know, down in the dirt ass conference, but not really. You know, I mean, comparing it to the West, okay, you got two top tier teams in the West, right? I don't consider Houston a top tier team because they finished third. Nah, I don't. They're two like real legitimate championship caliber contending teams in Golden State and San Antonio. And then you have a gradual fall off when you start talking about the Rockets of the world, the Utah Jazz, the Clippers of the world, moving all the way down to the Grizzlies and all these teams. Nah, you know what I mean? Because like I'll give you the Grizzlies and the Hawks, and you tell me that there's much of a difference. You know what I mean? The Hawks are what? The Hawks are the 5 seed in the East, and the Grizz are the 8 in the West. Nah, the West is just more top heavy. But when you start looking deep, when you start looking at the fact that the Washington Wizards are a 4 seed, and you got 3 in Toronto and 2, that's the other crazy thing. Like Cleveland's number 2. Cleveland's number 2 in the same way they were number 2 2 years ago when the Hawks were the number one seed. No one ever believed that. No one ever thought the Hawks number 1 seed. Cleveland was the actual number 1 seed that year. Then the number 1 seed again this year. Like that stuff that's going on in Boston, like I told you guys on Monday, they got the least wins of any number 1 seed like in the history of the Eastern Conference. So that's that. You know what I mean? And the playoffs starting to expose these cats. Like this ain't going to be the year for them. I don't care if they even if they come back from this 0-2 deficit, this is not the year for them. They don't have enough firepower on offense, and their defense is spotty as hell at best. Nah, hell no. You know what I mean? But I can appreciate what my man did, the Grizzlies coach. I can appreciate that his players are going to pay the fine for him. So shout out to them for. I mean, Mike Conley on the team anyway. Mike Conley's the highest paid player in the whole damn league. So I would hope, I would hope Son would, hook coach up for having his back and whatnot. What else is there to talk about today, man? It seemed like there was a bunch today while I was reading. There's the draft coming up next week. My man, Alex Kaftoff, he'll join me next week on Wednesday before day 1 of the draft, which is Thursday. And then my man, you guys know Ben Troop. Ben Troop has been on the show all football season, but he's going to come on Friday to talk about the first day of the draft and what's going on as I'm doing the show on Friday. The second day of the draft, so he'll be joining me next week. Yeah, I guess ain't nobody want to talk to your boy this week. I put out a bunch of requests, but ain't nobody want to talk to me, so that's that. Crushing my self-esteem. The NFL schedule is going to be released tomorrow. For those of you people who love to get the NFL schedule and go, all right, win, loss, win, loss. Like everybody's team is like 10-6 when the schedule comes out. And the next thing you know, you become the Panthers and you're like 3-13 or whatnot. Speaking of teams being 3-13, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be on Hard Knocks. Is Hard Knocks still a thing? Because I feel like over the last couple of years, I've watched less and less of that show. And I felt like last year with the Rams, I got like way too stupid. Like it got stupid and it made me dumber by watching it. And this year, I think I'm good. Like I ain't trying to see Jameis Winston on TV no more because all that's going to happen is his country ass is going to do a bunch of country ass stuff that's going to eventually cause some sort of controversy, even though he's too dumb in country to know that not to say those type of things. You know what I mean? And I'm not calling him like a dummy, like he ain't smart, but he's just country as hell. Like my description of him is this. He's that dude that believes everybody sees him the same way he sees himself. In every circumstance, in every arena, wherever he's at. If you're there, I'm just going to assume that you see me through the same eyes that I'm looking at me. I'm awesome. And he just says whatever comes to his mind. And yeah, look where it's gotten him. So, who can be mad at that? I told you guys I was going to talk to you about Real Sports last night. Again, if you have HBO or if you don't, get somebody's HBO code, man. HBO Gold code or whatever. Get that, man. So you can watch Real Sports. Only for you to watch Real Sports. Forget about all the other quality programming that's on HBO. Only so you can watch Real Sports. Because they do such good. Shout out to David Scott. He's been on the show as well, friend of the show. He did a piece yesterday about the MMA. UFC, and there's a couple of different leagues too. Like people think UFC is the fighting style. It's really mixed martial arts, and they got like a bunch of different I don't know what you want to call them, leagues, maybe groups or whatever. So anyway, he does a story on them and how prevalent domestic violence is in mixed martial arts. And they put up this graphic, and it's one that many of us have seen before, this graphic of how domestic violence in the sports arena, like in football, for example, versus what it is in society. And football falls below. It falls below what it is. It seems like it's more prevalent because of how much we hear about it, how much of a deal the NFL tries to make of it, even though I know they don't give a damn for real. But it's far below. In mixed martial arts, a much more fringe sport that I can only assume has a lot less participants, it's double. It's more than double the rate of just regular society. So the guy who they were doing one of the guys they were doing a profile on was married, or his girlfriend was a porn star, and he was beating the brakes off her ass. And I'm not talking about, like, when you start talking about, like, people love to tell you that, you can't quantify a domestic abuse. Sure I can. Want to watch me? Here I go. Okay, there's Ray Rice. He punched, what was her name? Janae Rice. He punched her and knocked her out in the elevator. Then there's Jovan Belcher. Yeah, he murdered his wife in the room next to where his baby was sleeping. So I guess there kind of are levels to it, like one person still breathing, the other one isn't, type levels. And then there's this, what happened on Real Sports. These trained guys, like you guys and girls have seen mixed martial arts and UFC and how, like, brutal it can be. Me and Callaway went to one here in Atlanta when Bones Jones was fighting Rashad Evans, and we had the opportunity to sit like right at ringside. And when I tell you, man, like things that you think aren't that big a deal from like your TV or from anywhere else in the arena, probably these dudes are kicking each other so effing hard and punching each other so hard. You can hear bones cracking. It's like if somebody had a weak stomach, yeah, this would do it. But but dude was just like, God, we going crazy, we wilding out or whatever. All right. So I say all that to say, these dudes who are trained, skilled in all these different disciplines are doing these things to women, my man. when they showed that girl and what he did to her in the hospital, I was like, how the hell is she even alive? Cuz like I'm seriously looking at the girl, she's talking, right? But I'm wondering, how the hell did she live? Like, her whole face was all bashed in and messed up, and I'm thinking to myself, like, what part of the game is that? I say I've never understood that, but I'll also say that it's not for me to understand. Like, that ain't my game. You know what I mean? Running up on some woman and just beating her to a pulp. Like, what is accomplished in somebody's mind after that happens? You've proven some sort of point that you, this big, in the gym at all times animal, can pummel a woman into an inch away from her death. Like, I don't know. It's weird and it's stupid. And the funny thing is, and this is why I like real sports, because they expose things that we don't necessarily hear on Sports Center or Fox Sports or anywhere else. They expose these little niche things, these niche sports that people aren't really paying attention to. And one of the things that helps people like that exist is the fact that people aren't paying attention to it. There's a reason that people can beat, like, these dudes are going to jail, by the way, like right and left, but you don't hear about it. Maybe because it's not the bigger stars in the league or in the fight game. But let's not forget. Remember all that junk that Ronda Rousey was getting into it with Floyd Mayweather over the past that he had with women, and him going to jail over some domestic abuse type stuff. Meanwhile, the dude that she's with and talking about having babies with, he's one of the dudes that I'm talking about that's been accused of domestic violence in UFC. Like, oh man, just watch that, man. Just watch that episode, man. It'll blow your mind. The other thing about what happened on that episode, they were talking about these baseball players. They like keep dying in these car accidents in the Dominican Republic. And they just kind of explored it. Not kind of, they did. They did what they do. Got real down and deep and explored this thing. The Dominican Republic is the deadliest place in the Western Hemisphere to drive a car. There is total disregard for traffic laws. People don't give a damn about drinking and driving. Everybody's speeding. Dude, they showed a clip of a whole family on a motorcycle. When I'm talking about family, cuz the daddy's driving with the mama behind him and a baby, a real ass, not like a 4-year-old. I'm talking about an infant, a baby, cuz sitting in front of the daddy on a motorcycle, my G. This is what the game is like down there. So cats is dying right and left. They show clips of people just like running through stop signs and hitting people on motorcycles just because ain't no helmet laws, nothing. Like, cats are just dying right and left. I'm like, come on. Oh, here's the other ill part. At 11 o'clock, because they do have traffic police down there, but at 11 o'clock, the traffic police go home. like ain't nobody driving after 11. We just gonna go ahead and head to the crib. Don't even worry about it. And then they put the street lights on, like when the power started messing up here in America, the power messes up, the street lights kind of blink. Well, that's just the normal way. They just blink yellow. The yellow light just blinking, and you gotta you gotta kind of just be a good Samaritan, and no one is. They just like vehicular homicide. Let's go, run it. Like, they show like hit and runs going on. People just hit somebody, just bam. Dude comes flying off the motorcycle over the hood of the car. The person driving the car just bones out on him. They don't even stop to see if he's cool. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. It's more tragic than I'm probably making it seem because I'm a silly individual. But it's like, what's really good? Like, you go down and like, I don't know. I don't understand how people don't notice it. Like, they were interviewing someone, a former MLB player, about it, and he was like, "It's this thing down there where people say that they're better drivers when they're drunk, so they get faded and then go get drunk. Like, you go to the liquor store and you buy your beer, like you buy like a deuce of beer." They don't just give you the beer. My man pops the top for you. Like, after he sells it to you, he pops the top for you and just gives it to you so you can walk out the store drinking it. Like, yeah, boy. This, like, third world countries, Yeah, I'm good. Like, I still ain't gonna never fix my mouth to be like America's the greatest place in the world. I'm never gonna do that. But like, I do understand that it's not the worst. I mean, I understand that, but that don't mean it's all, it's all good. Last thing for this segment. Did y'all know? Did y'all see this Serena Williams situation? Serena's preggers, B. Or supposedly she Snapchatted something that said 20 weeks up under it, with her belly poking out or whatnot. Yeah, that's pretty ill. She's got a billionaire boyfriend. Like, that's the move, dude. If I was a woman, like, Serena got coin, right? She got like crazy paper, but she don't have a Billy. Like Janet Jackson, how she did, got that prenup that was like 5 years in, you get half after that. So she did 5 years and 20 days, bounce, so she can get $500 million. Yeah, I mean, people might judge that. I don't. Like, you a fool. Like, first of all, you a fool for signing for letting her get in on that. Like, you got with Janet Jackson 5 years ago, not 25 years ago, and you still pull, like, fine young Janet. Okay, run that. Yeah, you can't do that with 45-year-old. You can't sign 45-year-old Janet up for half your money, cuz. Hell no. If you a billionaire, you can do. I know it sounds like sacrilege, but you can do better. You can do better, my man. So, dude, at least Buddy got Serena's what, 31 years old, 30 years old? Well, I don't know what their prenup situation is, but yeah, she let Buddy skeet off in her real quick. They ain't even get married. They fiance, but they ain't got married yet. So she went ahead and let Buddy skeet off in her real quick and get her knocked up. Cause there is something to feeling much more comfortable about the situation. When you got a billionaire. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't gonna be that situation. You got a Billy, cuz this baby is taking. Go ahead and knock me up immediately. Tennis career. What tennis? I wonder what Big Rich. What's her dad's name? Richard Williams. I wonder what he's saying about this. I know this one in the plan. Getting knocked up by some European dude with $1 billion. What did he find? Netflix or something? What did he founded something? Yeah, dude. Big L's in the building. What up, Big L? Yeah, man. That boy done knocked Serena up. What's she gonna do, man? Cause she can't play tennis right now. Is she done, you think? You think Serena about to, or she gonna do like the Beyonce thing, like just pop that baby out and just come back stronger than ever? Probably, right? Yeah. Serena probably go ahead and just pop that thing out. Cause apparently if she 20 weeks along now, the last major she won, the Australian Open, she was pregnant. That's the other thing too. I saw Jamel Hill talking about that. Man, that's amazing. She won a major while she was pregnant. Slow down, shawty. She had like a lima bean in her belly. You know what I mean? That's not the same thing as like walking around with like, swollen ass ankles and winning a major or whatever it's called, right? Like that's hyperbole. That's some hyperbolic stuff. Like, man, Serena's a boss, extra boss. She won a major while she was pregnant. See, you tell somebody that, they thinking like belly poking out type situation. She got to wear flip-flops because she can't put her feet in her shoes no more like that. No. Like, the sperm had barely got to the egg when she beat them broads. Which, by the way, shout out to all the white broads that play tennis. They probably rejoicing and happy. They get a chance to win some stuff right now, so shout out to them. Serena's going to be out the way for a minute, probably at least a year, with the baby situation. So shout out to them, man. They get a chance to win some of these, what they get? They get trophies and plates, right, when they win tennis. So shout out to them, Maria Sharapova and all them folks. Shout out to them, man. Everybody get a shot now. It's like Michael Jordan going to play tennis, not tennis. Michael Jordan going to play baseball instead of baseball is a baby, though. is a life, a little creature. So shout out to her. There's going to be a little mixed baby running around looking like Richard Williams. Imagine that. Oh boy. Hopefully not, man. That's too much. Because, like, okay, how's it go? Apparently Richard Williams' gene skipped a gene. Because Venus don't really look like him. But Serena looked just like his ass. She got that same, like, that wide Nubian nose. You know what I mean? So maybe it skips this generation too. And then her first baby at least ain't a little light-skinned, curly-haired Richard Williams. That's gonna set light skinned people back a long way, man. Because like the assumption usually is like if you mix that, the baby's gonna automatically cute little mixed baby. But if it come out looking like Richard Williams, I can't really. My mind don't allow me to conceive that as a cute, adorable situation. You know what I mean? All right, man. Let's take this last break. I got some NCAA stuff I want to talk to you guys about, man. The House HB2 supposedly repealed, but not so much. So I want to talk about that. Baylor. They got them a token president now. So ridiculous and so ill, dumbass. But, you know, I guess it's work if you can get it, man. It's good pay and good work if you can get it. So we'll get into all that, a couple of other NFL things, and then we'll get up out of here now. Finish watching this Hawk. I got it on DVR. I might have to rewind this Hawks game and watch it from the beginning, depending on how it looks when I stop the show tonight. So anyway, that's going to do it. One Mic with Big Mike, Spreaker.com, or do it for this segment. The Spreaker app, tune in. And One Mic with BigMike.com every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, starting at 7 o'clock. I'll be back.
I have one question for you.
Do you or someone you know run a business that could benefit from additional exposure? The One Mic with Big Mike show is currently taking on new sponsors and advertisers. One Mic with Big Mike is currently syndicated across 8 different online platforms, and your company's name could be heard and seen across all 8 as well.
Let's get to work.
Please send all inquiries to Mike at onemicwithbigmike.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your continued support.
All I need is one mic.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jason Derulo. I love that music connects to people all over the country. But unfortunately, so does something else. Childhood hunger. 15 million kids struggle with hunger right here in America. And yet, every year, billions of pounds of surplus food in the U.S. go to waste instead of going to the children in need. Feeding America is working to change this. The Feeding America nationwide network of food banks rescues this surplus of food to help provide meals to families in virtually every community in the United States, including yours. But they just can't do this alone. Join me in the fight against hunger in America. For more information on what you can do to get involved, visit feedingamerica.org. That's feedingamerica.org. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America. A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.
And now back to One Mic with Big Mike.
And here we go!
Soldier Boy, tell him. This ain't no damn Soldier Boy. This is VIC. Anyway, welcome back to the show. One Mic with Big Mike. I'm here, man. I'm up in here for about another 30 minutes at the most, maybe less. Make sure you guys are checking out the show on demand. If you missed any of it, or you missed any of the previous episodes, check me out on demand on Spreaker, SPREAKER.com, the Spreaker app for all your mobile devices. Get it from your app store. Tune in, onemicwithbigmike.com, my website. iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and or YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to everything. Like me on Facebook. One Mic with Big Mike is the Facebook page. I'm streaming live video there right now on Facebook Live, so you can check in with me. Leave your comments, questions, criticisms, whatever you might have for your boy. You can also text me at 404-902-8104 or jump inside my live interactive chat room. For those people listening on Spreaker, hit that little thought bubble icon you see dancing around. It'll get you up in this chat room if you're listening on Spreaker or my website, onemicwithbigmike.com. Also, make sure you guys are following me on Twitter and Instagram so you can win yourself a brand new Atlanta Hawks snapback or from Mitchell & Ness or New Era. I got one on right now, but this mine. This that throwback Pistol Pete Maravich era Hawks hat. This mine though, you can't have this one. The ones I got for y'all are brand new. So just hit me up with the hashtag. Hit me up in the DM with hashtag Big Mike's Brims. You can also go to the website, to the contact page, and send me a message with Big Mike's Brims in the body. BIGMIKESBRIMS. What's the other way? Facebook as well. Same thing. Just send me a DM or message me with Big Mike's Brims, and I'll make sure I pull a name every game for the next 3 games, and well, 2.5, including this one. And I'll send you out a brand new hat, my man. I am no dose. Jason got him one. Said he's gonna wear that joint to what? To what, dog? To the festival. What you say? I'm gonna wear it to where? During the Jazz Fest. You in the Jazz, cuzzo? Good for you. Not me. I'm just ratchet music all around. Ratchet music and R&B. I'm one extreme or the other one for my music pleasure. What I said I had to talk to you guys about? Oh, also it's Women Crush Wednesday too, by the way. That's Not Beauty. At That's Not Beauty is her Instagram, so you guys can check her out. Say what up. Don't be pervy or disrespectful. Just say what up or give her some likes or whatever you do. Follow her or whatever. And also tomorrow, for my smokers, happy 420. For those of you who don't know, because I saw on Viceland, it's Weed Week on Viceland, and one of the hosts, Action Bronson, was like, what is 420 all about? The story I heard about 420 is that a couple of kids, I guess in California, they would get together after school. It feels like it could be any state. I think we all know these kids. They got together after school every day at 420 and got high. And they turned from that into like an annual thing, not just a daily thing. 420. Shout to Killer Mike, Run the Jewels. I think he posts something every day at 420. He's getting high at 420. So that's a real holiday. You know what I'm saying? People actually don't have to go out and do anything extra than they would have already done. Like when people smoke weed, I don't think anybody's like smoking weed because it's 420. I just think people who smoke weed are like probably maybe just smoke a little bit more because it's 420 based on the celebration. What else did I have for you guys today? Oh, the NCAA situation. Okay, so what's going on, just to keep you guys abreast of something that I've been talking about here, is that the NCAA allegedly repealed the HB2 bill, the quote-unquote bathroom bill, and now the NCAA is all in. Well, hold on now. I'll get back to this in a minute. First of all, shout out to you, dude, for calling me a Negro, because we're trying to bring that back. I'm trying to bring that back. Hashtag bring back Negro. So he says, Negro, you better do a Google search on that Jazz Fest, because what? I be plenty of bras there. Look, man, you the single dude. That can never be my motivating factor, dude. You know what I mean? Did you just hear me talk about Carmelo Anthony? You know what I mean? Like dudes who just have like one track minds and like just like perform actions and then care about the results later. Like I'm kind of over that threshold in life. Like now I look at the prospect and I say, all right, what are the pros and what are the cons? And if the cons outweigh the pros, can't mess with it. So I see where you're coming from. There's going to be plenty of brides out there. I don't know. Nas going to be there. How's Nas going to be there? He's not a jazz artist. Nas is straight hip hop. Oh, well, his dad, right? His dad, he had the song with his pops on one of the previous albums. So his dad was like a big blues guy or jazz guy, right? All right, I see the connection. Enough said. Moving back along to this NCAA situation. So, okay, the HB2 bill was allegedly repealed, but it's kind of like a smokescreen type bait and switch type nonsense. And all they did was kind of reword the situation. And the NCAA was like, all right, fine with us. We're back in. So, like, I hate the NCAA. That's why I call them the NCAA hoes, man. They don't stand for nothing. Everything, just like the NFL, everything is about public perception. How quickly and how good can we fool dumbass people, i.e. Donald Trump? You know what I mean? That's the Donald Trump mantra. I'm an idiot, but I know people who are bigger idiots than I am, and watch me fool them. Every time this dude lie, somebody come back with, well, no, it's just a misunderstanding. How you misunderstand where a damn carrier ship is? Either it's somewhere or it's not there. Anyway, the NCAA has selected North Carolina to host the NCAA tournament games for the first time since the repeal of the state's controversial HB2 law. Greensboro, North Carolina, was chosen to welcome March Madness's first and second round in 2020, just a mere 2.5 years away. It was estimated the state was going to lose $3.76 billion with a B in economic impact over the next 12 years if the law had stayed in place, which it kind of has stayed in place. They got a bunch of other stuff back too. The Soccer College Cup, the women's basketball tournament, women's field hockey, women's golf, women's soccer, and women's swimming and diving. So they got all that back. Now, just to tell you why I keep saying, just to give you guys a little bit about why I'm continuously saying they allegedly repealed it. All they did is freaking, they just changed a little bit of the wording. I want to make sure I give you guys the accurate information here on what they did, because the bathroom stuff is still there. You know, it's just not strongly implemented as it was before. There's still no protection, meaning that if someone gets fired because they're gay from their job, or someone gets fired because they're a trans person, they cannot sue the employer. They don't have that protection. The same way like I do, if somebody fires me or doesn't hire me because I'm black, discriminates against me, I can sue them, right? I can go to the EEOC and come up on some loot. Gay people don't have those rights. Trans people don't have those rights in North Carolina. But they got the NCAA back, right? Not only that, they big boyed the ACC. Well, they big boyed North Carolina and North Carolina State by saying if the ACC comes in and boycotts this state again, your two schools, because they're state funded, you have to leave the ACC. What part of the game is that, man? Because you hate a certain group of people, you got to F with everybody else? Nah, cuz that can't be that can't be a real thing, but sadly it is. This is Donald Trump's America, man, where old rich white men can't be stopped. You know what I mean? At this point, they can't be stopped. It's like a runaway train. They do whatever the hell they want to whoever they want to. And speaking of, one of my favorite words that we need to bring back, you Negroes better keep your damn eyes open. Like, damn all this be woke stuff and all this. Get woke, stay woke, whatever. Just pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Because they coming for your ass. They just try to figure out the way to do it. Even more so than drugs and mass incarceration, and even more so than that. They coming, dude. They getting the Mexicans. They getting them. They got the Native Americans. They got the gays and the trans folk. Yeah, don't think you immune, cuz I don't. You know what I'm saying? I definitely don't. What does I am know those talk? He's still talking about the Jazz Fest. It's not all jazz, and it's a highly mixed crowd. There's something for everybody. They got to change the name then. That's false advertising. They got to change the name. They can't call it the Jazz Fest. They got to be called something else then. Maybe it needs to be called the Mixed Crowd Fest. The Something for Everybody Fest, if that's what it is. You call it the Jazz Fest, I'm thinking Mike Phillips going to show up with his Jordans and his damn clarinet. Him and Kenny G going to have a clarinet battle. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I picture the Jazz Fest going on. And Wynton Marsalis shows up with his damn trumpet. What do you play, the trumpet or the trombone? It's trumpet, right? Whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. I got that far with 3 names. I can't start naming instruments too. But no, shout out to you, man. Yeah, have fun, cuz. Like I said, you a single dude, man. Do your thing. Like, I'm all about the single life when you're single. Handle your business, cuz. Jazz Fest it is. Mixed crowd, mix it up, dude. I'll live vicariously through you. That's my role in life now. Baylor. You guys know Baylor. Will you send your daughters to be sexually harassed by 260-pound football players, or you send your kid to play basketball to get murdered and have it covered up by the coaches? There's a documentary on Showtime, as a matter of fact, about that called Disgrace, and I haven't watched it yet. I started watching a piece of it, but I knew I wasn't going to be able to finish it, so I wanted to watch it in one set. So I stopped it and continued doing whatever else it was I was doing. But if you guys got Showtime, see, I'm here for you. I'm here to tell you what my TV watching skills are impregnable. You understand? They're impeccable. Check out Disgraced on Showtime. It's about that kid, that basketball player that got murdered down there at Baylor, and the punk ass coach tried to cover it up. Tried to cover up a murder, dude. So, in perspective, putting it all in perspective, there's murder, there's sexual assault and rape and all that. So how did they combat that, by the way? They hired their first ever woman president. A lady named Linda A. Livingston is now the token woman in charge at Baylor. That's how you do it, dude. Like, you screw over black people, just go put a Negro in charge. Any Negro will do. I'm not saying she's any Negro, but that's a crappy job. You know what I mean? That's like her first president. Like, the other day, on my notes for the last 2 weeks, there's been this NCAA report card, and I haven't had a chance to talk about it, because what it's about is, if you guys remember me talking to, what was his name? Richard Deitch? Was that his name? The guy who put together, his dad was the guy who integrated the NBA. first black player, was on his team. He does these report cards, these diversity report cards for the major sports leagues, and he did the one for the NCAA, and they got worse. They got a C for hiring Negroes and hiring women and things of that nature. And now here you have Baylor saying, you know what we need to make all this sexual harassment go away? A woman. Well, that don't mean crap either, because women at times act like they hate each other too. If you remember the women's basketball coach, I sound like a 67-year-old black man. The women's basketball coach, she got on the microphone and started spewing all this crap about how great Baylor is and damn all the stuff that they're talking about. It's like, hold on, bride. I'd tell anybody's daughter to come to our school. Really? Even the girls who got raped and beat up and stuff? Those people too? You tell them to send their daughters to your school again? And she's a woman, and she didn't seem to care. She seemed to care more about the school than she did about the women and the sexual assault and all that. So putting a woman in charge, it's for optics, man. It's so that it looks like you're doing something. Same thing like I mentioned earlier. Something goes wrong with black people, we got to have some sort of damn arrangement around. The NFL's done it. Domestic violence started getting out of control, or not out of control. See, that's me being stupid. Ray Rice knocks his woman out on the elevator. They got a tape of it. Roger Goodell punishes Ray Rice for 2 games. People say that ain't enough. Then he punishes him indefinitely and end up being for life. And now they had to open up a whole new division of the NFL and stock it with women to show that they're serious about domestic violence. That don't show me nothing. Shout out to them ladies for getting gigs and getting paid, but you tell me what's different now than it was when Ray Rice knocked that woman out. Since then, we've seen Frank Clark get drafted. We've seen the kid from what's the fast ass kid from Kansas City. We've seen him get drafted. We've seen Greg Hardy go through a domestic assault situation and come back and play for a year with the Cowboys. So yeah, not so much on the whole we care about women thing. You don't. At the current moment, Baylor is facing 6 Title IX lawsuits, a federal Title IX investigation, an NCAA investigation, an accreditation agency warning, and an upcoming Big 12 conference review. And this is the crap storm that this lady is taking over. Now, she's familiar with Baylor. She's had a couple of previous stints with the school as a professor and a dean. So she knows what the hell the school is about and how they got all this fake religion going on there, the oldest Baptist university, and all this crazy crap. So, I mean, for her troubles, I just, hopefully she's getting compensated handsomely. All right, let's clean the plate and get up out of here for the day. Appreciate you guys for joining me, everybody in the chat room, everybody here on Facebook as well. Let me check out what's happening on Facebook. All right. Hold on. Y'all can hear all that damn clicking I'm doing too. All right, let's clear the damn what's now. Start the show talking about Aaron Hernandez. Good thing about this whole thing with Aaron Hernandez is that no one will be talking about it tomorrow. The same way nobody cared yesterday, I'm gonna guess that no one is gonna care tomorrow. Before I leave, don't forget to make sure you guys are following me on Twitter and Instagram, and also on Facebook, liking my Facebook page so that you're able to send me a message. You can do so by DMing me the hashtag Big Mike's Brims, BIGMIKES BRIMS. You can also go to my website, One Mike with Big Mike, to the contact page. It'll send me an email with the same thing. Put it in the subject line, put it in the body, wherever you want to put it at. And before this game is over, they're about a quarter of the way through the third quarter here on the Hawks-Wizards game. So when I get off the air, I'll pull a name, hit you back on social media, and let you know that you won tonight. And then you have 2 more chances. If you put your name in today, you have 2 more chances in the next 2 Hawks-Wizards games to win as well. Okay, we talked about Brady skipping the White House, how the Celtics look like crap in the playoffs. The Grizzlies don't even deserve to be there. Actually, also shout out to what's going on with the Bulls too, and them kind of putting everything together. I mean, I guess that's what it is when you got pros, you got playoff experience type guys, I guess it kind of just works out that way. The Clippers are back in their series. They tied it up last night with the Utah Jazz, so that's the one I told you guys to watch out for when the playoffs started. That Utah Clipper situation, it should probably be a good one. Also, Carmelo and Lala separated. Whatever. Whatever. He was alleged to have had a baby by a stripper, but apparently she's not a stripper. She's a social worker. I don't know if that necessarily makes it better. You guys remember Ray McDonald? Ray McDonald, the kid from the 49ers? He beat his rape case, kind of. Well, no, he beat it. He beat the rape case. But, again, the legal system is trash because he settled with the girl who alleged that he raped her for $100,000. And the reason that the case was tossed out is because she refused to testify. Same thing happened with the Greg Hardy situation in his second. Remember the first one, he got found guilty, but then he appealed and wanted a bench trial. And then after paying the girl with an undisclosed sum of money, either they couldn't find her or she wasn't willing to testify or whatever. And then a couple months later, she put the pictures out of her bruises and all that. And I don't know, stupidity ensued after that. Kirby Smart, the coach of the Georgia Bulldogs, former Alabama assistant, he is now saying that media members need to check with him before they post stories on player injuries. What part of the game is that? Like, I hope somebody had the balls to say, my G, you don't pay me. I don't work for you. I work for the Athens Herald or the AJC or whoever's covering them. I don't work for you, my guy. If I have a story, if I have news, if I have impactful stuff, it's incumbent upon me. Like, it's just like journalistic integrity to not hold on to it because you said so. Football coach, coach football, be better. That's your job. Don't worry about mine. These cats, man, these football coaches, man, they get on these high horses and they think they emperors and they think they run stuff. It's part of the upsetting nature of the NCAA, man. That these dudes want to be able to act that way. But let a kid get in some trouble. People start flying off the handle and losing their damn mind. The 45, 50-year-old dude can do what he want to. This 18-year-old get caught with a weed brownie or something. The world has to end today. All right, I guess. Y'all see the story? Last thing for the night, and I'm going to get up out of here. The story about these three white cats that got killed in California. Black dude. He looked black. It might have just been one of those eye test situations. Like, he might have been like a dude from overseas, but he looked like a bruh, like a regular bruh. Screaming out Allah Akbar and killed these three dudes just randomly, random white dudes. And I don't know what the fallout is because I just turned the channel. I heard the story, I heard what it was, but it's one of those things that it's hard for me to just sink my teeth into. I've seen too many black dudes get killed in the same way and no one give a damn. You know what I mean? And then again, it's not me saying it's not an unfortunate situation that these dudes are just minding their business and not, it wasn't even nothing going on. My man just randomly picked three white cats and killed them, and they trying to figure out if it's a hate crime, if he just killed them because they was white. And it's like, I don't know, but this is the America that you guys, these are the seeds that you planted. You know what I mean? Like, at some point, when America as a society decided that they wasn't going to care about black people getting gunned down on tape, there was only going to be a matter of time before, like, these crazy ass black dudes, like the dude at the march in Dallas or the dude from New Orleans. It's only a matter of time for dudes that's already on that type of stuff to do these irrational, weird, stupid things, man. And that's kind of just where we at, man. And innocent people are getting murked out for no damn reason. And it would be a different story for me. I would reside in a different mental space if every time it happened to a black dude, the white dude that didn't go home. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of where my mind is stuck right now. So the compassion that maybe a normal human being should have in a situation like that, I can't muster it up because I've never seen it come the other direction. I've always seen people say we got to wait and get all the facts and we got to investigate. And even after they investigate and they lie, like that kid in Chicago that was walking away and got 17 bullets in his back. Even when that happens, No one cares, my G. So now you expect me to? I can't even muster the energy to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know this didn't start with that dude. It didn't start with that black dude. You know, they gonna want to start hollering out terrorism. They was like, we looked at his Facebook page and we've seen anti-police statements and anti-government statements. You want to hear something? Look at my Facebook page. There's plenty of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to go on no damn killing spree. I'm not no ISIS member, Al-Qaeda member, none of that. But yeah, the same thing I'm saying now, I say on Facebook, like the police, F them, man. You know what I'm saying? We got 90% of the police are good. Why don't ever hear from them when the 10% of bad ones are killing black dudes? I can't do that. Yeah, see, Reggie's like me. Like, that's what I said last week. When them brothers was getting beat up by the police, I was like, well, damn, they lived. Like, like it's crazy to feel like that's an improvement in life. Like, at least they ain't killed them dudes, man. You know, like last year this time, like cats was getting murked by the police. So like, yeah, like I'm like Reggie saying in the chat room, I'm really surprised it slowed down a bit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because you figure like they got their man in office. So yeah, let's ride out. All black dudes got guns on them. That's why I'm telling you, man. When we talk about early in the show, making decisions and thinking pros and cons, that's why I stopped riding around with my gun, man. Because I'm not gonna get in no shootout with the police. The only thing the gun is gonna serve to do is if I do get pulled over and they put one in me, they're gonna be like, well, you had a gun in the glove compartment. Like, that's the crime. You know what I mean? Like, the law says I can't have it, but because you shot me, now it has to be painted as there's something wrong with it. So yeah, I keep my joint in the crib, man. Like, it's right here in front of me, as a matter of fact. I keep it in here with me because, like, when I'm working during the day and it's loud in here, I can't hear the door. So if anybody decide they're gonna surprise me, yeah, surprise gonna be on your ass. You know what I mean? It's right here. There's one in the chamber, ready to rock and roll at any time. But yeah, I don't keep the joint in the car no more because I ain't trying to have them problems. At least at the very end, if you kill me, you ain't gonna be able to tell my old lady, well, he had a gun, but it was locked in the glove box. But he still had one, and I knew he had one because he's a Negro. Yeah, see, there's that. So yeah, man, like it's crazy that in this country that Jim Bob and Jeb want to call the greatest country. Like, I gotta think with that mind. And just ask yourself this. Ask yourself what white person you know that got to think with that same mindset when they leave the house. You know what I mean? They got to think like, maybe I should take my legal pistol now. Ain't no serial numbers filed off of it. Ain't got no bodies on it. My legal pistol. These white folk love to run around talking about their Second Amendment and all this kind of stuff. Well, I got one too, right? Ain't that Second Amendment mine too? Until the police pull me over and want to put a warning shot in my back. Anyway, I wasn't planning on getting off and all that. I was planning on ending this damn show. But yeah, just the whole thing about these three dudes. Like I said, I didn't get all the details to the story because I pretty much heard what I wanted to. They locked my man up. They didn't kill him. Surprisingly, too. They didn't kill the dude. So that was like one of those crazy things. Oh, yeah, I've had that done. Regison, then check your criminal history, too. Yeah, I've had that done, too. I had people check my criminal history. Like, as I'm telling the police, they're, look, man, I don't get in no trouble. Oh, yeah? At all? Where's your license? I was like, my man, really? I was like, here. And the dude ran my ID to see if I had, like, warrants, cuz. Just for no reason. Yeah, that's happened to you, boy. But, you know, sorry about that. Yeah, it's the greatest country in the world, right? That's what they tell us until North Korea get them missiles right. Until North Korea get them damn missiles right. And it turned into like Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome around this piece. All right, man, we over the hump, man. Hump day. The hump day edition of the One Mic with Big Mike show is over. I am No Dose, Reggie. My man, Big L. Appreciate you. Omar. Who else did I say was checking in here on the old Facebook situation, man? I forgot right quick. My man Omar Holloway, Ken, appreciate you guys checking in. Make sure you understand, man, the show is available also. If you didn't catch the whole thing, on demand, on Spreaker, the Spreaker app, tune in. One Mic with BigMike.com, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and YouTube. The Facebook Live video will remain on my Facebook page, which is at the number 1 MIC, WITHBIG MIKE. Same handle for my Twitter and my Instagram. We'll do it one more time this week, man. We'll come back and do it on Friday. So until then, man, enjoy your basketball right now. Hawks have tied it up with the damn Washington. No, they just took the lead by 2 points, 69-67. 69 was a very good year, according to Joe. But until Friday, man, you guys be safe. Holla at your boy. Remember, all you need is one mic.